Hey everyone, alright, so this video is going to be about cricket breeding and everything that you're going to need to do to set up a successful cricket breeding tank, and just basically what you're going to give them to make them happy. Now what I have here is an organized, ordered list of everything that you're going to put in. Again, it's ordered, so it's going to be this is what you do first, this is going to be what we're going to do last. So I'm going to work through the process with you, and we'll see how it turns out. Now, actually, I just brought this jungle mix out, but I already did that into the tank, so we're not going to need the jungle mix. But let me just show you what it is. It's from Zilla. Zilla's typically a good company to go to. So it's called Lizard Litter Jungle Mix, and it's fern and sphagnum peat moss. It's good for a lot of things. I actually had two green anoles on it when they had them here, but I adopted them out a long time ago, and I haven't had any reptiles that needed it. So I decided that it'd be good for the crickets, and it has been. We have not had to buy crickets for a very long time. They've been successfully breeding. This is about a 10-gallon tank, in case anybody didn't watch my last video. This light actually goes to my crocodile gecko, but I'm just using it for the cricket cage so that we can see what's going on in here. So we've got the jungle mix down in here, and this is another thing that I can't take out and do with you because there's like a ton of crickets in there, and if I took them out, I'm sure that plenty of them would jump all over me and my house, so that's not working. But what you need is something like this where all the crickets can crawl inside of, because that's actually where they'll start to breed, and it's where they feel nice and comfortable. They feel secure there, so it's a great place for them to hide out, and that'll become kind of like their little cave. And just so that you can get a better look at it, ready to see the crickets. So that's all of them. As you can see, there's like a ton in there. Now it's cardboard, and actually what it is, I bought some reptile spotlights, and when I bought them, there were 3 in there, so I just took them out, and when it was empty, I thought it would be cool for the crickets, and it turned out that that was true. So just make sure that you have something like this. It doesn't have to be expensive. Like, I mean, mine was free, so that works. Now, next on the list, we're going to take our spray bottle. We're going to come over here. We're going to spray the tank. We're just going to mist it real well to make sure that that the moss gets real nice and wet. So now I'm just going to take my hand. You should do this too. Just take your finger, kind of gently feel it on the substrate. And this is pretty moist, and the crickets like that for laying their eggs and whatnot. So just put that in there. I'm going to give them a quick little spray. Going to put it on top of their little hideout too. So we'll put this back, and this is actually pretty cold because it came out of my little fridge. I'm excited about this, so I'll show it to you. We've had this forever, but I've only recently started using it. This is really good if you have any type of reptile supplies that you need to store, or if you have worms. You can change the temperature right here. There's a gauge, so you can see what temperature your worms need to be at. And remember that not all worms should be refrigerated. Some of them die in the cold. Here I have a flashlight. This is good just for all kinds of purposes, like seeing, you know. So I have that. I do keep my supplies in here because it helps me to remember where everything is and just kind of store it. And yeah, they get a little cold, but it's no big deal. And here I have a glove for my nippy animals. I actually have another one, but I have absolutely no idea what I did with it. Again, why a fridge is a good storage place. This is an old cricket keeper. I guess I won't keep it anymore because I have my breeding tank, but this did come in handy for a while, except they were escaping. I collect substrate in there and just dump it in the cage so that I can get large amounts of it, usually for play sand. And here are some worms, some good old worms. So, just wanted to show you a quick clip of the fridge. Anyways, now what we're going to do, I did this earlier, but I actually take this and I fill up water bowls with it too, because if you're just misting, you're going to have a whole lot of water for a long time. So I actually use my water for filling water bowls and for misting tanks. So just look at this tiny little water bowl. It fits inside of my palm, so that gives you an idea of what you were looking at here, what size you were going to want to get. Now, when I dip my finger in, the tip of my finger just barely goes in, and it's just, see how wet it is right there? That's about what we're going to look for. Let me turn on the light in here. It's a little hard to see. Okay, I don't know if that'll help, but so we're going to take this, we'll come over to our little breeding tank, and now what you're going to do, you're going to get right inside of there, and we're just going to move it around a little bit, dig it into the ground, so that, look, now it's kind of buried in there just a little bit, so that they can have an easier time climbing in. Nope, got some dirt right there. Clean that up. So, this right here, this is a water dish, but what's unique about it is that it's not, I didn't put water in here. What I did, and I'm sorry that I didn't show the actual process to you, but that's another pain in the ass to do. So, I took regular clean potting soil, make sure that it's clean, and I put water from here just inside the bottom, not too much, and then I filled the rest with potting soil. And now we've got some really moist potting soil. Like, see how it sticks to my hands when it comes up? That's really wet stuff. So, this is good. I think that they come in here, maybe lay some eggs, I'm not sure, but I know that they do really like moist soil for breeding. And let me tell you, if you're skeptical, this is just based upon personal success with my breeding tank. I have successfully bred these and continue to, so this should work. So the next thing we've got here is a food dish. I have some Reptical right here, and this is actually really good. By the way, this has D3 in it, so now it's really good for the crickets because I actually feed it to them too, because everything that's going in them is actually going to go inside of your reptile as well. So the better nutrition and the more calcium that they get, the more nutritious that they'll be for your lizards. I have some zucchini right here. I cut up some russet potatoes. That makes a really good staple for them. I had some cornmeal in there, but it's not the very best thing you can give them, so I took the cornmeal out. I've got a really good cherry right here. I've got a cherry tomato, and then right in here I've got a nectarine. So we've got a mixed bowl of fruits and vegetables and starches. So I'll just really bury that one down so they can have easy access to it, because crickets are not the smartest little insects. They probably have a hard time getting to their food, and I don't even trust that they're going to find that. So what I'm going to do is just take this little potato, put it right there, and then they'll be able to find their way up into the food real easy. So here's your basic setup. We have our water source, we have food, we have moist soil, we have a cave, and we have moist stuff right here. Now the last thing I'm going to do is put on a towel, but that's all. That just locks in the humidity. Thanks for watching, guys.